Yakety, yakety, yak. Well, I was a singer, too. You got to remember. I do like the stage, you know.
That's probably more to do with it.
Yeah, I like that stage. One time somebody asked me, Norman, how did you become a lawyer? Kind of by accident, actually. I grew up in upstate New York, a small town called Binghamton, New York. And my mother recognized early on that I had some talent for singing and actually doing some dancing. And I ended up at the University of Miami, and I enrolled in the School of Radio, Television, and Film. I ended up getting a minor in radio and television and film and a degree in economics. I married my wife, Janie, who was from Ohio, and we went up to Cleveland and enrolled into law school. Once I got into law school, I realized that it was something that I just loved. I did very well in law school, and when I got out, I took the Ohio bar, and we had loved Florida, and I came down and I took the Florida bar. And so the decision was an easy one, and so I made the decision to come back to Fort Lauderdale. Tripp Scott started in early 1970. The county and the city of Fort Lauderdale were considerably small, and there were a lot of people moving in, and so it afforded me the opportunity to be able to bring in business, as well as some of the lawyers who had been here for a number of years.
I grew up in Pompano Beach, went to Pompano Beach Elementary, Pompano Junior High, Pompano High School, and I went to Philadelphia to go to college and to law school, and I practiced there for a couple of years. I interviewed at a number of firms, got a number of offers, but I really liked Norman.
Dennis Smith was one of the first partners that joined me.
And I said, this is a guy I could go to work for and be a partner with for a long time, because I really felt connected to him.
Dennis went to the University of Pennsylvania undergraduate, Wharton School of Finance. He went to Villanova Law School, then went down to the University of Miami and got a master's in taxation.
Norman is the soul of the place, Dennis is the brain.
He's thought of in this county and throughout the state in matters as an excellent business lawyer. He has a tax degree. He's my lawyer. He's who I go to if I have a client or a friend or myself.
He provides his clients with that level of intellect and that quality of judgment that is really second to none.
Dennis served as vice chair and chair on the board of Pinecrest, very high-end private school here in Broward County.
He is not just competent, but inspires trust in his clients and his fellow directors in the law firm, and can instill real clean and clear work ethic in those who work with him, whether they're directors, director level, or young associates.
Dennis was always just a terrific partner and played a very, very important role in the growth of the firm.
2 years later, Jim Scott joined us.
I'm from Kentucky originally, and I came to Florida as a Coast Guard officer in Miami as a legal officer.
Jim, not only locally, but on a state and national level, really brought a lot of confidence to the law firm.
Norman and I had met each other trying some cases, hard-fought cases against each other, had a mutual respect.
Jim was in the legislature. He ran for the Senate when he was very, very young, was elected, and became very popular as a local senator, and really built himself a good reputation in the Florida Senate.
Norman and I both had what today might be a luxury of we were specialists, anything that walked in the door. We were divorces, real estate transactions, title examinations.
And it was based upon how they felt about you, how they felt about the service you could provide.
There were times when I would stay up all night over a $500 small claims court suit.
I would say that Jim is probably one of the best friends that you as a person could have.
Jim has always looked beyond partisan labels and always looked beyond the stereotypes of an issue to really understand complex public policy, and then to find ways through the legislative process particularly to find appropriate solutions.
When the Florida Senate was controlled by the Democrats, Jim, being a Republican, was named chairman of the Appropriations Committee, one of the most sought-after committees in the legislative process.
He would give the shirt off his back to you. If you needed it, he would be there to help you.
He's very sensitized to the overall goals to ensure what is right for not just Republicans but Democrats, not just the rich but also the poor, and Jim is an immensely fair man.
We set out to benefit this region because this is really where the bread and butter of our firm is located and where our clients are. We want to benefit the community that benefits us, and this is our community.
We recognized early on that it was important to be a role player in the community.
Instead of just giving money to United Way, what we do is we literally get people involved in organizations, and then we raise money for that organization. I think we have done a significant amount to improve and better the community because this is who we are.
Like a country lawyer, sort of like the country doctor that, you know, you really care about your client's cause. It's not just another number, or if you ever do lose a case or whatever, that you know, you really care, you go have a drink and drown your sorrows with the client, you know, that type of thing. That was where we came from.
You need that respect. You need people to come to you because they feel that you have these opportunities that you can present to them and help them in their issues.
We have demonstrated over 33 years that our law firm is not only exceptionally good at what we do, but that for 33 years, everybody knows they can trust everything we do and how we do it and what we do with it. That's not true with any other law firm in this town.
At a reasonable price also, I might add, compared certainly to some of the big city law firms.
So if there is a law firm that people should be able to trust, that has been here for the long haul and wants to be here for the long haul, it's Tripp Scott.
As we've moved on, of course, you bring in younger people. Ed Pozzoli was chairman for a number of years of the Republican Party in Broward County. He's a graduate of the University of Miami, and when he left the University of Miami, he went into the county attorney's office and got himself a lot of experience representing the county in many of their contract issues, in the issues with construction and things of that nature. So Ed had a great background in local law, local government law, construction law. And when he joined the firm, we could see that this was just a terrific young man. And of course today he's president of our firm and is leading it to the next level.
When you look at the legacy of what Norm Tripp has, the foundation that Norm Tripp has provided the law firm, it is really an honor to be part of that history.
We grew from just you know, 2 or 3 of us to you know, a nice-sized firm.
We've stayed grounded in the community, and I think it's been wonderful for
We
us.
put a great emphasis on, from young lawyer to senior lawyers, to become involved in community-based organizations, not just for the good of the organization, but to understand what is important to the community and to become part of the fabric of, in our case, Broward County.
Norman is probably the most generous guy that you will, over time, meet.
Norman Tripp provides the heart and soul of this place.
Sometimes he doesn't come across that way, but generally speaking, he will be more generous, and he has spent more money on local charities and local benefits and people who just needed it to help those people more than anybody you will know.
Ready to start again? I was trying to think of entertainment, and I got into education. Okay.
He believes more in education than anybody else, as evidenced by the various roles he's had over the years in the Community College Board and now the Board of Governors, his being appointed to the board at FAU.
With all of the opportunities that we have here in Broward County, and with the young people that are now employed as attorneys in this firm, and their ability to carry it forward, I think Tripp Scott will be here for another 50 years.